Hello, everybody. So I'm a little bit late. I rebooted my computer, and maybe it's because it's like 10 degrees out. It's taking forever for everything to load up. So sorry, I'm a little late. I'm usually here early, so now I feel really late. So thank you for your patience with me. I do want to start off as we have been sending love out to the world. So if you'd like to join me, I would love that. I'm just going to take a big deep breath and come back to this moment. And then just allow the love from above to flow down into my heart, fill up and overflow out to the world. And whether you're watching this on replay or you're live right now, it does not matter. Energy is outside of time and space. And so we meet outside of time and space to give love to the world, to all those who need it. So, any of you that need love tonight for your heart, your mind, your body, your spirit, we send it to you as well. Beautiful. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. All right, everybody. Welcome to another evening of, or morning, if you're on the other side of the world, of messages of love from above. I hope you had a great Friday or Friday night and having a great morning if you're over on the other side. So, I do want to let everyone know that only a couple days left on the for the drawing for one of the free 1 hour personal recorded readings. I'm going to be giving away 10 because of the celebration of reaching over 1,000 subscribers already. You guys blew it out of the water. I was shooting for the end of the year, and you guys said, "What end of year? What end of November? Boosh, whatever. First week of November, boom!" And you guys did it. So I am so grateful and full of so much love for everyone. So here's the link to that drawing. So if you haven't looked at it yet and you'd like to see how to enter the drawing, you have until midnight my time on Sunday, this coming Sunday. So then I'll be closing down the drawing and announcing a winner every day for the next 10 days after that. I'm excited. And then, of course, we have the weekly drawing that I'm doing for every week until the end of the year for a 30-minute free personal recorded reading. And that's with the weekly energy updates. So I'll post that. So this will be for the ones dated November 13th. I'm after I finish here, I'm going to finish uploading all of the readings. Got a little behind just with everything that was going on in around the house here. So I'm like, whoa, get them in. So they should be ready at midnight. But the ones that for you guys for the drawing are the ones with the November 13th date on them for that weekly energy update. And then we also put out the December monthly readings, came out early this morning. And so if you haven't checked those out, here's the link for those. And of course, you also have the November readings are also available still for we have a week and a half left in that. So those are the readings for there. And what was the other thing? Oh, yeah. And then we also put out a pick a card reading, which was why is this happening to me reading, which was a great, I loved the cards that came out. It was wonderful. So those are the current readings, um, a lot of them anyway. I do put out a lot of recorded readings, but so those are the ones that I am making sure you're aware of. They're the newer ones. And let me go ahead and expand out the chat and shrink down this other screen so I can actually see it. All right. And we will get into the readings. So hopefully everyone had a wonderful day. Um, and are in good health and in a wonderful place of peace. If not, we'll see what we can do about that, right? So, Daisy, you are actually the first one up, and then Skyfalls, you will be up next. So, Daisy, you want to know, will anyone be interested in buying your artwork from now until December? Well, let's take a look here. I'm actually going to use some beautiful spirit song tarot, which are kind of some beautiful artwork. So that is very fitting. All right. All right. What else? Anything else? Okay, that one too. All right. I do like what's coming out here for you because you do have the High Priestess card here. Let me see if I can get this lighting a little different here. Once you be able to actually see the cards here, maybe that will work a little better. But so you have the High Priestess card here, which I love the cat on here. But this is about trusting your intuition, trusting your gut. And so if you feel led to, put the artwork in a particular place or um, go into like a store or something to see if they'll post your artwork or anything along those lines. Just follow your gut, follow your intuition, because it's going to be helping you definitely with that coming up here between now until December. So keep an eye on that because you do also have the Page of Acorns, which the Page of Acorns is would be the Page of Wands in the Standard Tarot, which is about new spark, new creativity, new things that are being sparked into your life. It even says discovery and enthusiasm. So I really like that coming in with your question because that does seem like it's a positive, forward movement type of energy, especially the discovery, like your work gets discovered by someone. You also have the Five of Crystals coming in here with the Ladybug, which are normally the Five of Pentacles. And I like how they have this listed down underneath about new possibilities and a persistence with that. The Five of Pentacles normally for me is like a change of how you're valuing like your worth and where you get your sustenance from. And it's like changing your approach that it's not coming from man, but it's coming from a higher source and that don't trust. That's why I love the High Priestess with that too, because it's like not worrying about mankind and humans are the ones that are working things out and bringing stuff to you, but it's a higher source that has much more connection, much more resources, and they are the ones that are bringing things through for you. So with this change of how you're looking at things, moving it in that direction instead. So I really like that. I don't like this lighting. I'm so sorry. We're going to do a little experimenting with lighting. Okay. So I kind of feel like that is some good signs that you will get some hits on your artwork, and just follow your intuition though, because it's spirit that's going to guide you in the direction, not so much mankind. All right. So that's what they have for you, Daisy. So many blessings to you. All right. And then Project Skyfalls, you will be up next. And then Rishi, you will be up after that. Let's take a look here. So, Skyfalls, you wanted to know, can angels tell you if you will reunite with your twin flame. Let's take a look here and see if there is going to be a reuniting. Yeah, usually if it's a twin flame, you can't get away from them. They are tied to you. So maybe it's a soulmate that you're talking about. We'll take a look here, though. Spirit knows what you're really, really looking for here. Let's see what else. Okay. So you do have the Four of Acorns coming in here. And the Four of Acorns is the Four of Wands in the Standard Tarot, which does lend itself to like stable energy, celebration, and a joyful kind of energy around it. But you also had the Nine of Acorns come out right beside it. Let me see if this little light will help. Yeah, a little better there, huh? So the Nine of Acorns, the Nine of Wands normally has like nine wands that are like right against it all, right? It's like creating a wall. And one of those acorns is your energy. It's your Ace of Swords Ace of Wands that's there. And it's us, our energy that is keeping us and keeping a block before being able to go in there and heading in that direction. So I feel like what's going on here, because you also have the Seven of Acorns that is coming in here. And the Seven of Acorns, Seven of Wands, has this about being in a position where it's almost like you feel like people are attacking you and that you don't feel like you need to defend yourself because you're in this little place. But so you've got the four, the seven, and the nine of wands, which is a lot of fire, a lot of energy that's flowing all around you. And and I feel if it sounds like I'm having trouble talking and getting it out, it's because that's the energy. It just feels like there's so much energy just flowing around you in all these different directions. It just feels like um, there's a lot of, because you have stability and then you have a block and then you have an up where people are attacking. And it just feels like your whole life has all this energy flying in all these different directions. And it just feels like the big one that's standing out is that energetic block, because it's like, this is what you want. You want the stability and you want to be in this space. And you want to feel safe. Da, 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 but what's blocking you, right? And it's your energy that something about you feel powerless in a situation. But that's what is good about this situation, because it's bringing it to your face, because you have the Knight of Shells here, which is the Knight of Cups, and this is movement of emotion. It's stability, learning to stand, right? Stand on your own, and balance things out. And so when we're asking, will you reunite with your twin flames? They're all pointing you back to you, pointing you back to you. The nine is the hermit's number. So they're pointing back to you, to your inner kind of journey. And the Knight of Shells, the Knight of Cups, all the knights are on a quest. And this knight is on the quest for the Holy Grail, the higher love, what it's looking for, right? And so twin flames, or even, any of our soulmates, it's all designed to continue to point us back to ourselves until we see it, right? And so if there's this reunion is not happening, it's not coming, it's because they keep pointing you back to yourself. Let me see if there's anything else on here. Yeah, because you have the Queen of Pentacles too, the Queen of Crystals, which is really about Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, eventually leading to new birth. But it is really focusing in on your own self right now. So they're like uh, the reunion with a twin flame or a soulmate. They're like that is um, a need to know basis. And they're like, you don't need to know that right now because the whole thing is on pause. All like relationships are on pause because they want you to come back to here to raise your vibration to that will match what's for your highest experience, for your highest love in the outside world. So that's what they have for you, Skyfalls. I know it's not very forthcoming, but they give us what we are looking for. I got to turn off this light. It's almost blinding me. There we go. I see this little ring around my eyeballs right now. Okay. So we are being a guinea pig on lighting this evening. So I appreciate your guys' patience. But that's what they have for you, Skyfall. So many blessings to you. All right. Rishi, um, I am doing well. I hope you are doing well as well. And you want some advice on how to accept the fact that your parents don't like you. You're not able to make peace with that fact. And that's understandable, you know. Um, we'll get clarity from spirit to see what can help with that clarity on the situation for you. I'm going to move to the Sun and Moon Tarot here. Let's see what we got. And then Benita Bala, you will be up next. Okay, so Rishi. Okay. All right. So your first two cards here are the Death card and the Fool card. And the Death card is, of course, death and rebirth. And so this one coming in here, and this is you rising from the ashes, and having this rebirth, starting this new adventure. It almost feels like a reboot with them, because when people act a certain way toward us, it's not because they don't like us. It's not because of any kind of emotionally mature decision to hate, because emotionally mature people don't hate, right? And people who are loving love, people who are hurting hurt others. And so when we're in fear, which is what happens when people act out and they, have this, like if they actually said, um, I don't like you, it's like, okay, well, I'm a mirror. And when you're looking in me and saying you don't like me, there's three fingers pointing back at them, right? It's because they don't like something about themselves, and something that um, either a word or actions, or and sometimes it doesn't even matter. They're going to see what they're going to see through their eyes and their filters about how they feel about themselves. So when you see people's actions, like if someone rejects you, it's because they're in fear and they're flighting, the fight or flight, they're running away. If they attack you, then they're in the fight mode. So that always tells us by their actions whether they are in a place of fear or a place of unconditional love. And all this that you've been mentioning, they are in fear. And so something's triggering inside of them. A lot of times, if it's you're not acting and making decisions and doing things that they want you to do, and you tell them, well, I don't want to do that, they feel out of control. So now they're in fear mode and they need to feel in control again. And they will act hurt, or they will get angry and bully and try to raise their voice and force you to do what they want to do. And if that doesn't work, then they go to stage 3, which is rejection. And if that doesn't work, they'll go back to, I can't believe you didn't do that when I rejected you. Rah, 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 and they'll keep repeating it until they try to get what they think they're wanting. And if you have been, you know, really um, focusing on your authentic self, and they may not like that because if they wanted to do that themselves, but they were always afraid enough where they didn't, then there's that, kind of stuff that comes in there too. So I feel like with this reboot that if you can really see how they what's behind their triggering, that it's like, okay, it's they're scared because I'm not listening to them, I'm not obeying them, I'm not bending to their will, and so they're freaked out. The only thing that you can do to uh, bring peace to yourself is to realize it's not about you, and really understand that it's not about you. That they could easily also choose to support you in a moment if they're like, you know what, I'm so proud of you for standing up to us, we never did that to our parents. But if they're like, uh, I talk about lately, when we go into fear mode, we go into cat mind, and a cat doesn't think and go, oh, how's this gonna, it just hisses at you and attacks, or hisses at you and runs. And so that's why they're acting catty, because they're in fear. But I do love this death and rebirth in the Fool card, because it is about a reboot and about um, just kind of starting over, in a way, with your parents. And but what I mean by that is, well, you have a 3 of Wands, which is approaching things in a different way with them than you had in the past. And you've got both the King of Cups and the Princess of Cups, which would be the Page of Cups. And these both offer a cup of love. And it's about giving them unconditional love no matter what they do or say. And I know that is a hard one, right? That no matter what happens or what they say or what they do, if you don't react and join the battle with them and then just give them love, no matter what their reaction in the beginning, they're going to be like, I don't want your love. Rah, 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 because that's what a fierce cat does. You ever try to pet a cat that is in their attacking mode? No, they just claw you. So we wait until they calm down, and then eventually they do let us pet them, and then they're okay. And then, at any moment they can still attack you. So you're just always aware that that cat can attack when they go into fear, right? And so I feel like um, baby steps, right? That uh, even if sending, if it's not in person, even if it's just sending something of appreciation or love to them, and just don't expect anything back. That's the biggest thing. You don't expect anything back. You throw the kitty a treat, and it goes, wait a minute, what's this treat? Why are you giving me a treat? And they kind of eat the treat, and they are watching you while they do it. And then you throw them another treat. No expectations. You don't make movement toward them. You're just making these little treats of love, and they're sincere things. We talked about making a list of the things you appreciate about your parents, especially, if they're um, been doing other things. But it's like when we change our focus to what we appreciate with them, then our heart start our hard wall we have up because they attacked us, it cracks, and we start allowing pieces through, and we can even let them know things that we appreciate about them. Because the other thing with the death card is, what would you wish you have done while they were alive? you know and it's not about bending to their will and changing anything about your actions outside of not reacting and giving love. And then it's like, all I'm going to give them is love. I'm not going to give him any fights. I'm not going to give him any reactions. And you just start focusing. The other thing with both of that Page of Cups and the King of Cups is that your cup gets filled from up above, from unconditional love from up above. You fill up and then it overflows. You don't need love from them. You're going to find it all within you. You're going to fill up with that love, and then they're just going to get an overflow. Whether they thank you for it or do anything with it, it doesn't matter. It's extra, it's overflowing. But your search is to find your love inside you, and then all the other love on the outside is extra. Like I love the example that Spirit gave, I think it was last week, that it's like eating a meal. If we feel like everyone else on the outside is the one who feeds us and they're the meal, we're desperate to make sure that they want to give themselves to us and they want to do all that. But when we find the meal inside of ourselves, and first and second dessert too, all is inside our own heart, then when people come to offer us third dessert and fourth dessert and fifth dessert, we're like, yeah, I can have that. But if they're like, no, you can't have it, you're like, that's okay because I'm full anyway. Oof, you know. And so there's this change of the energy and the change from desperation to something that's, just overflowing. So think about that. Let me know if you have any questions on that, because I feel like um, there's some big changes that can come with that in all areas of your life, really. So that's what they have for you, Rishi. So many blessings to you. Hang in there. All right, Benita Bala, you are up next, and then Vidi, you'll be up after that. So Benita, Gurpreet is acting so strange. Said he was scared of you. Hence, he does not message you first. And then he backtracked and said he was joking. Is he actually scared of you? He got defensive and mad when you questioned him. Well, now we know why he's scared of you. The Inquisition, huh? You questioned him. Did you put like they do in the movies, or you put the spotlight on him and grilled him? Let's take a look here and see what's going on with Gurpreet. Yeah, well, you got the Seven of Pentacles here, which is about emotional confusion. Because he just doesn't, there's all these different emotions that are bubbling around him in relation to you. So, it is kind of interesting because you also got another seven, which says failure up here, but the Seven of Pentacles is about patience and waiting and things unfold and they're not sure about what they want a little bit with that too, because the Seven of Pentacles is like the last thing that grows on a fruit tree is the fruit, and then when you see the fruit you're like, is that what I do? I want to continue investing my energy in the fruit, or or do I want to go somewhere else? Do I want to do something different? And um so around their feelings and their emotions around this stuff, I just feel like they're confused and they're unsure and they're trying to see, letting things unfold to see what unfolds. So they aren't a very fire, like action, 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 action. I almost feel like they are someone who waits, because when they made first contacts before, like when they're the one that reached out, they got rejected. And they reached out, rejection, rejection. And then so they cover up their true feelings with humor, and it feels like very uh, some fiery energy. Because I'm thinking of like Sagittarius. I have a lot of friends, and my dad, he's a Sagittarius, and I would see him uncomfortable situations. He would make jokes to distract and to put to change the subject and stuff. And so I kind of feel like that is kind of the energy that they have with not, uh, you know, hiding some of their feelings within jokes, but also in jokes as a way to change the subject. There is the 8 of Pentacles that popped up here too, which is comes after, of course, the 7 of Pentacles, which is about things moving up and things going to different levels in the outside world as well. So, let me see, is this okay? Well, thanks. Yeah. So yeah, here's the 5 of Swords. So I think this is like how he feels. He feels like um, trapped and under expectations, and if he steps out of line, what happened in the past is he got his little booty whipped by people, by verbal and things like that, and it goes all the way back to childhood. It's not just like relationships, but he had that that failure word that just I just saw it on the card really popped up quite a bit because the Hierophant is about moving up. And because I asked, what is this moving up about? And it says commitment, but there also is the Prince of Pentacles, which is the King of Pentacles. So both with that 7 of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles, both of those are about the it takes time to unfold. It takes time for them to build up the confidence. And they get scared, they go back in. They're showing me like I don't even know what animal it is. Is it a kangaroo mouse? I think it's like this little kangaroo mouse. He's big feet. He comes out of the hole that they build in the burrow in the ground. If they get scared, they go way back inside, and it takes them forever to come back out. And I feel like that's how they are. Um, they are scared. I don't know if they're just like they're not scared of just you. They have a lot of fears of rejection, and so they move very slowly and don't open up very fast. So if that's something that you're okay with waiting for it to unfold, especially with both of those cards are about waiting. It takes a long time for the seed to grow and to sprout and to grow into a trunk and then grow branches and then grow leaves and then grow blossoms and then oh there's the fruit 9 months later. You're like, oh, but that's what's going on, Benita. So if you're willing, you can go in for the long haul on it, but um it feels like they are just a little kangaroo mouse. But that's what they have for you, Benita. Many blessings to you. All right, VD, you are up. And then Cynthia Brito, you're up after that. So, VD, hello, hello. What does your future self want to say to you? Oh, I like that. Let's take a look here. So, jumping into the future, VD, what does your future self want you to know? Okay. Wow. Okay. Well, your future self knows what you want. They have the 2 of Wands coming in here, which this is about your energy is in your own hands, and whatever you focus on is what grows and expands in your life. And if you focus on what's missing and what you don't want in your life, then and but if you focus on what you're grateful for and what you do want in your life, that grows and the energy goes into that direction. Neither is wrong, neither is right, just they're different and they bring different results. And but I like they're like, but they want to tell you that if you really um, uh, learn the power of directing your energy, you do get new love and 2 of Cups. So you get new love and new love. So you do, um, find love in the future. And they are saying that it's so important for you to understand your energy and what you're investing it toward, because whatever you do look at and focus on is what expands. They used to show me in my head like a someone with a big fire helmet on, and it has this giant hose on top. And then when you look this way, the energy is always going out. But when you look at something, it just starts to expand. And I was like, why is that growing in my life and everything? And spirit goes like, look over here. I'm like, oh, look, that's growing instead. And they're like, right. I go, but what about that? Why was that growing? They're like, keep looking over here because that expands, and it shrinks. And this expands when you're looking over here. But I kept on looking. And they're like, look over here. I'm like, but they're like, but look over here. And I'm like, but look over here. That's what your future self is saying. Be aware of where you're looking and where you're focusing your energy. You know, your self talk, your heart, your mind, all of that energy is magnetizing and bringing things to you. So that's what they have for you, VD. I really like that. So many blessings to you. All right. Cynthia, you are up. And hey, Spring. Excellent, excellent. You'll be up after that. So, Cynthia, does your baby father think about you lately and about what does he miss? Is he thinking about a relationship with me or is he already? You will ever date as a family? Oh, okay. Let's take a look here. So, what about this baby? All right. Wow. So, he definitely I don't see like another relationship here. So, I don't see that. I do see that he's really focusing on his outside world because he's got the King of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles, which is about abundance and wholeness and fullness in life, about the outside. And and then he also has the Four of Wands and the King of Wands. And the Four of Wands is about celebration and joy, and it's fiery, but this is also about like relationship, and it could be like a celebration like marriage. And the King of Wands is about moving forward here, about this fire and headed towards, something where they are really trying to get a hold of what's going on in their life. I mean, that the King of Wands has the Ace of Wands, which he also got the Ace of Wands, which is, this new passion, this reigniting of things. And I really feel like, because I think you had mentioned that you had kind of like rejected him, but I feel like he's regrouping and he's really like looking at what he wants to do and really evaluating his life, because I think the way in which you kind of set the tone of things, it really was a wake up call because you have become so much stronger than you were before, right? And so they're like, oh, wow. And you give them a lot to think about because the devil card is here, which is about um, this energy of bringing a lot to their mind and challenging their thoughts and their beliefs and their mindsets. So I feel like they're doing this revamp and they're trying to really see what they want in life on the outside world and on their passions on the inside. And, do they want marriage? Do they want passion? Can they have it all, both all together? And so I really feel like they're under this huge just rethinking um, of their life and their thoughts and their beliefs and their mindsets. Because I just really feel like they had so much not odd, just unique is a better word. It's less judgmental. It's unique ways of looking at family because of his family, how he was raised. And so they're like, but that's not how things were. And it's like, oh, there's other ways. What's going on here? And so they're really, yeah, because here we go. The Six of Swords, they're leaving old ways of thinking and having movement to new ways of thinking. So I feel like right now, um, that all of this that's unfolding here is them just trying to figure out what they do want in their life. They're not showing me the future. They're not showing me the decision they make. And I feel like it's because this is a mirror for you too, right? For you to look at what is it that you really want? What is it that you want everything to be? And what of your thoughts and beliefs and mindsets um, in a relationship or whatever are can be let go, because when we have too many, then it just makes any relationship impossible. And so when we look at deal breakers, we get them down to like on one hand, what are if you have more than I saw a video one time and they said if you have more than five deal breakers, then you need to be alone until you get it down to five. Because if there's too many, you're not going to be able to be in a relationship. And I kind of feel like that's what's on both sides because they have a bunch of um, expectations and deal breakers that are contrary to yours, and so it's working those out and seeing what is available. And really feel like if you do that, even if it's not them that you end up with, it's going to help the future. And I kind of feel like that's where you guys are at right now with that. So that's what they have. I know, right? It's like I had these questions. They're like, why do they turn it back on me? Well, it's because it's for you, and this pause in this situation is happening to really have you understand what these rules are that are being shaken up in your life as well. So that's what they have right now. So meditate on that and see what comes up in your heart. So many blessings to you, though. You hang in there. All right, spring, you are up. And then self love, you will be up after that. You are very welcome. Hmm. What will your next week look like? Anything in particular you should pay attention to? Let's take a look. See what they have. So for spring, what would you like to know about next week? All right. So two cards. Oh, well, I like them. Let's see. Anything else, though, on that? All right. Well, so you got the judgment card coming in here, which is this calling from your higher self to look from a higher perspective and to honor your calling too. I really feel like they're like, just really let this be your focus because they are calling out to you here. And with the star card too, which this is your higher self, in the sky, and it is about this is a wish fulfillment type of card too. And it's like, what is your wish? What is your true wish? And is it the calling, that you're looking at here? So two major arcana, which is a good, foundation for there because you do have both the Prince of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. So new birth, mother nature, mother nurture, taking care of yourself, birth and some things are coming, but they are taking their time. The Knight of Pentacles, of course, is about everything in its season. It takes time for things to unfold. But it's also a search for your worth in relation to the outside world. And I feel like when they're like whatever mindset, whatever things unfold next week, I feel like they're giving you this precursor just to go, remember why you're here, remember who you are, remember that you shine bright in the darkness, and that you nurture yourself too. Because I feel like with that King of Pentacles, not King, the Knight of Pentacles coming in, that there's a little bit of razzmatazz that comes in about a little push on the worth, the self-worth area, because they're giving you all the it's like they're giving you a pep talk, going, remember who you are when you're going into next week. Remember that this is you up in the sky. Remember that this is the real you up here. And uh, I feel like that's the bright star in the sky that helps guide you through next week. So, and let me see, is like, what is that in regards to? Like, what area is it? Relationship or thoughts or things happening in the outside world, or totally none of that. Prince of Wands, which is the Knight of Wands, fast moving energy, but this is about search for your power too. So both of the knights here are questing next week to find your power and to realize your energy. Where you focus it, it expands. But I just feel like it's especially with both nights, one being the slowest and one being the fastest, it's almost like you hurry up to wait, you hurry up to wait, you hurry up to wait, you hurry up to wait. And it's just like uh, I'm gonna say a patience tester, but it's like, okay, going with the flow, keeping your eye on the star, the North Star in the sky to be your guide through whatever comes your way next week. But I don't feel like it's anything huge. Um, I just feel like there's a lot of testing of your worth, of the anything that kind of sprouts little doubts here and there, and it's like psh, psh, just whack-a-mole them. Bam, no, bam, no, bam, no. But yeah, I feel, especially with that star card being the wish fulfillment, it's I feel like it's a bright week, you know, because the star and the sun card for me just really, the sun is the brightness in the day and the star is the brightness in the night, along with the moon card, but the star is shining bright. So that's what they have for you, Spring. Hopefully that made sense, but and resonated. But that's what they have for you. So many blessings to you. All right, self love. You are up, and then mysterious lover 25. So, self love, is your current partner your real life partner? You think they've been replaced by an alien? I'm just kidding. So, are they going to be the one that you're going to end up with in life? Did you ever see the movie The Invasion of the Body Snatchers? It's like, oh no, it's not really them. I don't know. I think it's the snow we had all day today. I'm a little giddy, little bit silly, a little bit silly. Let's see here. Tell me more about that. So, sorry, just getting clarity here. Okay. Well, the first card that popped out is the Six of Pentacles. And the Six of Pentacles, is all about the learning about our codependency awareness when it comes to relationship readings, and it's about learning about how we over tend to overgive in a relationship, and tend to teach people not to give back to us because we were taught when we were younger that we have to overgive and overgive and overgive in order to get anything. So it's has to do with our worth and what it was placed in when we were younger, right? And so with these cards coming in here, I really feel like your current partner is part of the training course. I don't feel like it's the one that you're going to end up with eventually, because the other thing that happens in the Six of Pentacles in codependent relationships is that we will overgive and overgive and overgive, and then we'll give until we're exhausted, and then we continue to give until we're resentful. And they, on the other hand, we're not allowing them to give to us a whole lot because it makes us uncomfortable, because we believe I have to give you 1,000 of something before I get one back from you. And if you're giving me five, it's like, oh my God, I have to give you 5,000. I don't know if I can do it, And so we're like, no, 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 just give me one. I don't want all of that. We teach them to give outside of our relationships, whether it is family, friendship, or romantic. We teach people that. And then we get resentful when they don't give to us, but then when they do, we're like, we freak out. So they end up becoming workaholics or having affairs or and hanging out with all their friends or working out a lot or finding some sort of hobby, something that they feel they can invest in and give, and they get something back because we're not allowing it to. So I feel like this relationship, you're learning that, and you're seeing the mirrors of the past. So I feel like that's where you're headed, um, because I feel like this relationship won't be much like much longer in a way, because you do have the magician card coming up here, which does show you learning your power, and you're learning through this, and you are able to, instead of being someone who is always a giver, you're really opening to be able to receive, because you have the Queen of Cups, which is the divine feminine, the cup, becoming the receiver. Where now I feel like you're in this place where you feel like you're the magician. You almost feel like you have this, always the on the giver, because that's the divine masculine energies. I am the hunter, I provide. And the divine feminine is I nurture and I receive. It's just we all have divine masculine, divine feminine inside of us, and a nice balance of allowing people to receive and we give, is the wonderful mix. But it's out of balance, and that's what you're learning to bring into balance. And the Queen of Cups, shows the two sides. So you have the giver, and then you have the receiver, and you're learning the balance between the two. So um, that's what I feel is going on there. You do have the Princess of Pentacles, which is the Page of Pentacles. This is you looking for a new definition of your worth in the outside world, which will bring new opportunities in the future. And with the Prince of Wands, which is the Knight of Wands, this, of course, they also are in pursuit of getting their power back instead of feeling like they give it away. But also is about fast movement. And so that's why I feel like you're not going to be in the relationship much longer, is because I feel like things are going to come to a head really fast. But you are going to learn from through this. This is part of, like I said, your codependency awareness course. And you're going to go, oh, okay, because once the damage is done, it's hard to recuperate it. And that's why they're like, okay, I learned this through that, but I don't want to go back to it. I want a fresh start. And I feel like that's where you'll be heading. But I don't feel like they are your real life partner, like you're the soulmate that you end up with for the rest of your life. This is like an interim learning experience, to help you with that reflection. So that's what they have for you right now, self love. So many blessings. Hang in there. All right, mysterious lover, you are up. And then Queen Libra, you are up after that. So let's take a look here. What's Spirit's advice for your current relationship with your Aries? All right. Wear fireproof clothes. Aries are burning bright. Let's take a look here. Okay, what else? None of those? Anything else? Okay. What are these here? Oh my gosh. Okay. So you have the Judgment card here with the um, double endings and double new beginnings here with these two X's on here. And I feel like with them that it just feels like there's a lot of even though they're in Aries, there's a lot of slow movement. Like it doesn't move as fast as far as a long commitment and a long whoops, sorry, them opening up, you know, more and more inside because you got the 7 of Pentacles, which is it takes a long time for fruit. Fruit is the last thing that grows on the tree, and that's what you're waiting for is the fruit, but it's taking forever. And you also have the Temperance card, which is about balance and patience. So you got 2 cards here that really represent this. Wow. Um, but I feel like what they're asking or letting you know what's taking so long, why they don't open up right away, why they do that is because of the double endings and double beginnings in the past and the emotions that they have that they bury down underneath that they haven't really dealt with. I don't feel like they've done the reflection that much. They see the reflection and they run. And so the 2 of cups, which would be the relationship between you two, is next to them, but they um, are distracted by their old pain and by the fears that they have around those double endings and double new beginnings. Because the uh, stable mind card is coming up here, which says truce at the top. And the um, 4 of Swords is normally has 3 swords on the wall, which are all our expectations. Usually, the 3 of swords right before it shows a giant heart with 3 swords stuck in it, and that's what's on the wall. So that's what they see. They have that there, and they're trying to sleep on that Ace of Swords. They're trying to see things from a different perspective to release those things. But I feel that's what's taking so long is that they are slow moving in them looking at it because maybe the pain was just so deep and and with 2 times I feel like it's like the first time they moved through it and they got somewhere and then boom, you know, they they you know kind of got through that ish and then they opened up their heart again and someone else stabbed it and they're just like so they're very tentative about opening up their heart. So hopefully that makes sense. But that's what's coming through here on you know what's going on, and it's patience. The only thing that you can do is just have consistent, unconditional love for them, and not point out what they're doing wrong or that they're not being who you want them to be, and putting pressure on it because all that does is push them farther away. And what they're looking for is they're trying to gauge the safety of opening up their heart. And if they don't feel safe doing so, then it takes a long time for it to peek out, their heart to peek out of the little cave they have it in. So that's what they have for you right now, mysterious lovers. So many blessings to you. Hang in there. All right, Queen Libra, you are up, and then Momo, you will be up after that. So, hello, hello, Queen Libra. Thank you for liking, and great reminder. Just thank you guys so much for all the likes. Of course, subscribing just blew my socks off, but all the likes that you give also help out the channel so much and help spread the love. So, thank you for being a part of that. I really appreciate it. All right. So, Queen Libra, what's coming towards you in the next 2 weeks? All right. Let's take a look. Actually, they want to move over here back to the spirit song. All right. So, what else? Anything else? All right. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, my goodness. Okay. All right. Well, the first card that came out, of course, is Temperance, temperance and balance. So you've got this kind of patience and balancing things out coming in here. But I'm like, wow, I understand why it's all about balancing because you've got you've got the undue and order how they came out because you have the ace of swords. So you have these new thoughts, this new communication, new ways of looking at things coming in, and the ace of shells, which is new love, new emotion that's coming in as well. So you got both of those and then you also had, because these are like newness, you have the 10 of acorns, which is the 10 of wands, which means you've been investing a lot of energy in the past and really just pouring your energy into things in your life. And you are ready for that to end and for new things to begin. You're like, I I've done enough of this. I need a reboot and um, invest my energy in less things and then you also have the 10 of shells, which would be the 10 of cups, which is about like emotional fulfillment, but it's also with all these tens and these ones, I feel like it's also you had a lot of emotional energy, a lot of emotional things, and because you got two tens and two aces, it's like uh, things ending, things beginning, things are balancing out, which is the whole temperance card. And then you got this Eight of Cups, which is leaving behind the emotions that are no longer serving you. So I feel like these next 2 weeks are a real almost like a cleaning house of mind and emotion, and that you're, like, really paying attention to what you're investing your energy into. It's almost like you're doing spring cleaning in November where you're like, "Okay, I'm going to make a list of the things that are important to me and the things that aren't. The things that appear urgent aren't necessarily important. And I'm going to start looking at where I'm investing my energy, my thinking, my time, and um, and who's going to make the cut. What's going to make the cut? We'll see. But you are deciding with it all. But it says kind of with that temperance card, just be patient, do it gracefully, right? Just don't put a lot of pressure on yourself or someone else. And if it is someone that you're just like, you know what, they take so much of my energy and I just don't feel like I want to do it anymore, even if it's a friend or a family member or something. And you just kind of back off. You just start seeing them less and less and less. It doesn't have to be you know, "You drain my energy, you energy vampire, don't come around me anymore." It's not like that. It's just like, you're like, "You know what? I'm just going to say no a little often or let them know that I have other stuff that I'm doing, and, how about next week instead of, like, every week or every day?" It's just like you're starting to put your energy and your emotions first, which is great. So, and Libra, duh. So you're all about the balancing anyway, but you're balancing things out. And it's a good reminder. It feels like things got out of balance. Um, and sometimes there's things that appear urgent that aren't, but where you've been taught that they're urgent. And you're revisiting that over these next 2 weeks to really understand what it is you want to do. So that's what they have for you, Queen Libra. So many blessings to you. All right, Momo, you are up, and then Divine Goddess, you'll be up after that. And so, hello, hello, Momo. I'm so glad that you are here too. Much appreciated. And you'd like a general reading. I am being drawn here. I love these Sacred Destiny Oracle. They've been really speaking today. So let's take a look here. What would you like Momo to know, please? All right, that one. Hmm. Well, you got the Courage card here. Beautiful card here. And let's see what message comes with that. Says the waves crash again and again on the rugged, rocky shore, and yet these ancient rocks face each storm with strength and fortitude. They are strong beyond measure. And when the waves are gentle, they stand strong. And when the great storms arrive, they remain strong. They never falter. And this card signifies that an enduring, everlasting, passionate courage in the depth of your being is arising. There is nothing that you can't confront and face. You are a warrior of the light. So, this courage, this landscape tells you step forward, throw your shoulders back, and stand up for yourself with passion. Speak up for those less fortunate. Be impeccable in all your actions. This isn't the time to be timid and pull back. Don't be limited by the beliefs of others. Use your passion to make a difference. Courage doesn't mean that you aren't afraid. Fearless means fear less. Acknowledge your fear and take action anyway. Make a stand. You are strong and powerful and have great valor within you. Wow. I like it. So it's time to stand strong. And my energy is getting warmer now. It's like 10 degrees outside. And it was a little chilly, but now my energy is just flowing. So, all right. But that's what they have for you, Momo. So let that strength just well up inside and boom, step forward. I love that. So that's what they have for you this evening. Many blessings. Right. Divine Goddess, you are up, and then double, triple, quadruple X. You are up after that. So, Spirit's advice for your current situation and love life. Let's take a look here. Right. So, Spirit advice for your current situation and love life. Okay. Let's see what we have here. All right. You have the King of Pentacles here, the King of Crystals. And this is about safety. This is about feeling complete and whole and um, really understanding, having a solid foundation of your worth. The one of the big things that the King of Pentacles goes through is understanding their worth, and when they related their worth to things in the outside world, totally feel unstable because we're taught to, have our worth depend upon relationships and situations and things. And all those things out there are unstable. People change, people pass away. Situations like jobs and education, that stuff never stay the same and always is changing. And our bodies, our bank accounts, our possessions deteriorate, blow up, catch on fire, stolen, break down. And so this journey that the King of Crystals goes on is eventually gets just fed up with the boredom of the instability of the outside world, but they find it all pointing back into their heart. And so they turn inward and upward, and that's where they find a stability that comes in their life because it's the unconditional love of the higher realms, that love without condition, that love that is eternal. And so, what more stable can that have? Nothing you can do to lose it, and also never ending, right? And so, like the message, whatever the current situation in your love life, it's like all these experiences you had are pointing you inward and upward. And then you fill up and you overflow out to the world because that love comes in and fills you up. And then instead of us looking to the outside world and being disappointed in it because it's not giving us what we need, because we only have that in our heart, once we find it in our heart, then anything anyone else gives is above and beyond extra, and it's wonderful instead of lacking. So there's this transformation that comes in with that, because you have the Nine of Swords here too, which the Nine of Swords is, and they call it Nine of Feathers in this deck, but See if I can get any. There it goes a little bit. All the porcupine stuff. Those are all the thoughts and the beliefs and the mindsets that are haunting us because this is known as like the insomnia card or the nightmare card. All these thoughts and these beliefs and mindsets that we're told we have to meet in order to be lovable. So, they're all given to us when we're younger, and all of us as children go, "Oh, okay, thank you." And all these expectations, we take them on as our beliefs because we don't know any better. It's always been done from generation to generation. But we have all these, expectations over life and love and ourselves and others in the world. And every situation has an expectation around it that we've been building, right? But this is like you're almost to the point of exhaustion trying to live up to all these expectations in the outside world, and you're ready for this change. You're ready for this revamp. You're ready to take back all that energy and bring it back to yourself because you also have the page of acorns, which would be the page of wands in the standard tarot, which is about um, really this understanding of the ace of wands, because the page of wands usually is learning and wanting to understand what this wand does. And it's like all this energy. It's like I've been focusing this energy on these fears of losing conditional love, all these expectations, and it's been growing and it's been exhausting. It's taken my energy. It's like it takes it into a black hole because it doesn't give you what you need, no matter how much you put into that energy, into the outside world and into those things, because what we're looking for is inward and upward. But there's this discovery, like it says on the bottom of here, because as you stop investing energy in those things and you're cutting away expectations and your understanding, you're spending less energy trying to get this stuff out here because you're finding the love in here. All that energy you've been investing in those things comes back to you too, which brings this wonderful energy. You have the five of acorns, the five of wands here, and this is about the transformation, the change of your energy from being something of fear, and it realizes that it's something of love, something that expands us. We did come down here to experience all this, all these expectations, all these disappointments, because in understanding and experiencing the opposites of who we are, we understand more fully. It's like you breathe air all the time, but you don't realize you're breathing air until you're 6 feet underwater, looking up at air, going, ah, that is air because this is non-air. And so we come down here and experience conditional love, and we more fully understand what unconditional love is, a love without condition. We're like, wow, okay, I get it. There's this contrast. I always talk about this tapestry in the back. If it was all one color, if it was all black, you wouldn't see the design. If it was all white, you wouldn't see the design. But because of the contrast, we get to see things so, so clearly. And you have the Three of Cups, which is the joy card. And this is what comes as you connect inward and upward. It's also a special card between my spirit guides and us, all of us. It's them, represents them, all of your spiritual posse on the other side, all your guardian angels and your spirit guides and your loved ones who are on the other side, your ancestors, unicorns, fairies, whatever you believe those beings of unconditional love and light are. It's them saying that they are around you, always giving you love. And, they always love us to reach out to them and communicate with them. They're always wanting to communicate with us, but we don't hear it as much when we're involved in the chaos of the noise of the outside world. It's so loud, and so it's like being in a club with music blaring, and you see people's mouths moving, but you're like, "Are you saying something to me?" But when we get into a quiet place and we raise our vibration to that of unconditional love and joy and peace and laughter, that's the frequency at which spirit speaks. And then we get to hear them so keenly and clearly. So it feels like the advice for your current situation in your love life, does have to do with realizing how expecting the outside world stuff to make us feel full is going to always end up with a disappointment because expectations equal disappointment. But when we turn inward and upward, we find this love that's unconditional and eternal, and we get to fill up with that. And then it changes our whole perception of the world. So that's what they have for you right now, Divine Goddess. So many blessings to you. All right, triple, quadruple, double X. You are up next, and Suparna Das, you will be up after that. All right. So you want to know, why is your energy heavy? Let's take a look here. They actually, I'm going to pull from the Oracle of E. Let's find out what is coming in here. All right. So got the smooth and easy card here. And let's see what that comes in here. So it says, you actually are on easy street, my friend. Said the Red Sea has parted, and you are now free to roam the planet. All obstacles have disappeared. Doors and windows are flying open. There is not one thing that can stop you. And that's interesting because it feels like this is what is possible for you, right? The smooth and easy. And it's like, why is your energy heavy when you have the Red Sea has parted? You can go and do whatever you want. And I feel like um, the whole biblical story around Moses and how the Israelites were kept captive in Egypt, and they were forced to be slaves for 40, was it 40 years? I forget how long that they were held captive, but when they were allowed to leave, and they roamed the desert for 40 years because how did they say it? I forget how long it took them to get um, from Egypt. It's something like it took them a certain amount of time to get the Israelites out of Egypt, but it took them 40 years to get the Egypt out of the Israelites. And it has to do with this habits and the way we look at things, and it takes time for us to change. And this heavy energy, it feels like there's pressure of, and it may not even be in your conscious mind, it may be in your unconscious mind, and that's why you don't know what it is, because there's some stuff that's bubbling underneath, these fears that are just right below the surface, that if you take some deep breaths and just kind of see, what am I afraid of right now, what triggered me to fear, to make me feel uncomfortable or out of control, right? So if you feel out of control in a situation somewhere, whether it's global or local or relationship or work or somewhere, just take some deep breaths and see where that fear is, where that feeling out of control is. Because I feel like that's what they're wanting you to be aware of, and that the sea has parted. You can, um, see it and release it because you're on easy street. But you're like, why am I feeling heavy when I'm on easy street? And it's like, oh, because something startled you, and now you're like looking around going, I heard a noise, something following me, where is this, and that's what I feel like they're saying. Let's see here. Yeah, and so you have the King of Pentacles and the Empress, so it might be relationship oriented because you got the divine masculine, the divine feminine, and the new birth, and wholeness and completeness in the outside world. So I kind of feel like there's something in your environment that is impacting it, because I feel like this is all outside. So it's like, what's out here in your environment that's making you feel uneasy? And that's where you'll find your answer on what is making your energy heavy. So that's what they have for you, double, triple, quadruple X. So many blessings to you. Right. Suparna Das, you are up. And hey, baby, you will be up next after that. Oh, you're just saying good morning. So good morning to you from India. Um, Glad to have you here. Then Megs, you will be up next after Suparna. So, Suparna, you want to know what is coming into your life? What would you like Suparna to know? So you have the Prince of Wands here, which is the Knight of Wands in the Standard Tarot, and there is this um, energy that's coming in fast and direct. I, and I feel like it's whatever this energy that's coming in around you. It has, and I feel like this already kind of happened. I just feel like there's stuff that's just been. It's almost like shooting darts at you. Fiery darts have been fired at you lately, which I feel has kind of had you step back into your temple. The high priestess goes into her high temple, looks behind the veil, connects to the heavens, goes into her emotions, because you have the 5 of Cups coming in here too. So here's the new moon, and you're looking at and reflecting here in the water, and looking at the 3 cups that are going on here, and the disappointments, and the things like these fiery darts. I feel like this energy just came in like, um, they're showing me like an old movie with someone with a chariot like that, and they just flying through a shopping area, with everyone's tables and wares and everything on it, and they're just flying everywhere, and it's destroying things. And I feel like that's how you felt like something came through your life and has done that recently. And so, what's coming in your life is the reflection of this, and in feeling it and allowing yourself to feel the feels, and flow through it, allows you then to move into this power here with the 2 of Cups, which is the power of choice, of emotional choice, and that you get to flow through the disappointment, you get to flow through it, and on the other side of it, you're realizing just a lot of clarity around why this was for you, what bubbled up to the top, how you were using these situations that had come up and appeared to destroy things. It's like, how did I let that impact me? And why is it important? And you just are going through like this little, say, revision. I don't know why they use the word. Okay. Yeah. So you have the 10 of Swords. So you're really looking and revising all your rules. You've got all these swords that are stuck in the back here and pinning them down. These are all your thoughts and your beliefs and your mindsets about those things. When that thing happens, this is what it means, or supposed to mean, or should mean, or needs to mean, has to mean. And you're really at this place where this exhausts you trying to live up to all those expectations and all those things. And so you're ready to let them go. But I feel like that's what's coming into your life. If it hasn't, I feel like it already, like the big market scene with everything flying all over the place. I feel like it's already happened, but maybe it's about to happen if it hasn't. And so this upset that comes, just allow yourself to feel it, allow it to bring up the thoughts and the mindsets that are causing it to be something that you fear. And it sets you free afterwards, though, and it brings in your power of choice about other things that come up in your future, and you just, it doesn't impact you like it did before, because of this, what you've gone through with this other situation. So that is what they have for you, Subarnada. So many blessings for you. All right. Megs, you are up next. So, and then Mira, you'll be up after that. All right. So thank you guys so much for being here. And thank you all for all the thumbs up you've given the video already. It just helps spread the love to the world. So thank you guys so much for being a part of all that. So Megs, you want to know what's coming next in Pavan's life? All right, let's take a look here and see what spirit will allow us to know. All right. Okay. Anything else? Tell us about Pavan. Okay. Okay. Nightmares, a lot of nightmares. The Nine of Swords, this is known as the insomnia card or the nightmare card. And it's just all these thoughts and these beliefs and these mindsets that are on their mind, all these things that are trying to just be able to accomplish in order to feel lovable and acceptable. And so they have all these fears that are just bubbling around in their head. And I feel it's, directly about the Ten of Pentacles. This is what they feel they have a lot of rules around that they have to make happen. And this long list that in order for this to be deemed abundant and overflowing and successful in life, and it even talks about wealth up here. What does wealthy mean? There's all these rules around it, and that's what's making them just have this large amount of fear that's going on. The high priestess is making herself known to here, and so this is like this recommendation from spirit that they take a step back and go into their temple, get away from all the noise, get away from all the cruelty of these expectations, and really understand what it is that's in their heart and in their mind and in behind the veil. What is it that they are truly wanting outside of all the noise of all the people telling them who they're supposed to be and should be and need to be and everything? It's like, what do you want? You need to get away and you need to really take a lot of deep breaths and come into your heart, because the Prince of Cups is here, which is the Knight of Cups. And it's like, what are you really pursuing? Let me see if I can get this here. Try to, I might have some good lighting. There we go. So you see how he has the Ace of Cups in his hand there. And then he also has the lotus flower. So this is the pursuit of what does love really mean to me? What is the love that I'm really searching for? What is going to make me feel loved? And really understanding it, truly understanding it, because that's the knight is on the quest for the chalice, the Holy Grail, which is full of the unconditional love of the Creator of all things, and so that's really what they're searching after. And I like that their last card is the Three of Pentacles, which is about them being true to their authentic self. So again, everything we talked about here is about them try not to fear the people that are going to be blah, 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 blah if they don't live the way they want to. Also, the fear of losing the support of people that support them if they don't bend to their will and what they think that they think they want. It's like, I think this is what they want me to be, and so I'm going to try to be this because I don't want to lose their support. Oh, right? It just, that's where the nightmare comes in, is I'm fearing getting punished by these, and I'm fear losing the praise I get from them. And there is this stepping back and really understanding what they want in their life, what's going to make their heart sing, not how am I going to live up to what everyone else wants me to be. So that's, I feel, is coming next in Pavan's life. Whatever, they're just at this point, they're just sick and tired of feeling almost exhausted. Because after that Nine of Swords, the nightmare one, comes the Ten of Swords, which usually shows someone, laid down in a beach with 10 swords stuck in their back. They're exhausted. They just don't, they're giving up. I can't do it anymore. I don't want to try to live up all these expectations. So that's what's coming next. So that is what they have for you, Meg. So many blessings for you. All right, Mira, you are up. And then Rhonda, you'll be up after that. So, Mira, hey, hey. So, what is your ancestor message for a general reading for the rest of the year? Let's take a look here. And actually, they do want us to go to the Reawakening the Soul deck. Let's see what they have here. So, what would you like from Mira, please? We got this beautiful green awareness card. Look at that card. All the doves and the star. And let's see what message comes with this awareness. Says, know and understand what is happening in your created world. And there is a quote from the Paramahansa Yogananda, and hopefully, I pronounced that correct. But it's a quote from them that says, my earthly experiences serve as a process of destruction of my limiting mortal delusions. In God, even the most impossible dreams are realized. Wow. It says, stop, take a moment and breathe deeply. Begin to fill yourself with the breath of silence. Allow your body to melt into the universe. You are grounded, mindful, and fully present. You feel spirit occupying every cell of your being. You observe the world around you with a watchful, open heart. You are consciously aware that your thoughts create everything that you experience. You are seeing through the eyes of the Creator. Pause and take note of the life you have uniquely created. There is no space for judgment. You accept everything in your life because you know it's all perfect. You witness every earthly experience as an opportunity to remember your divine essence. You welcome whatever comes your way because you are in tune with your great creator. You deeply trust life because you know that everything is happening in harmony with nature. Your thoughts are in alignment with truth as you live a completely authentic life. You've burned away the past, and now you are free to spread your wings and soar. Wow. And so these are messages from your ancestors, right? And so they have three introspection questions that your ancestors would like you to ask. Are you completely authentic? Hmm. Number two, are you living in the present moment? And number three, can you love and embrace the perfection of your life exactly as it appears in this moment? I like it. Affirmation for the card is I am aware that I am spirit. So it's like your message for the remainder of this year has to do with just really looking at your life as a creation and that just embracing and loving your life as it is in each moment, that it is this perfection and you're moving forward in it and just changes your whole aspect of how you look at your life because your ancestors know when they lived their lives and they looked at it just seemed like we were constantly working to try to get to the end. We'll be happy when, and they're like, be happy now for no reason at all. No one can take it away from you. You don't have to have your um, happiness be put into the future. When. It's like, be happy now, and then allow yourself to enjoy the path for the rest of the year as it unfolds. So I like it for you, Mira. Many blessings to you. That's what they have. All right, Rhonda, you are up. And then Queen Angie, you will be up after that. So, Rhonda, what's going to come towards you this weekend? Whoa. Absolutely. Thank you so much. I appreciate your words there. I am happy to be here. It's it's what I do, you know? It's like why I came down here. Um, well, not only reason I came down here, but it's like what brings my heart joy. It makes my heart sing. So let's take a look here. All right. So what's coming towards you this weekend? This weekend. Wow. Boom, boom, boom. Let's see here. Well, you got a lot of balancing that's happening here. You have the Two of Pentacles that's coming in here. Let's see. There we go. The Two of Pentacles coming in, which is balancing things in your life, the ebb and flow of it. And the reason I said so much balance, you got peace of mind, and you also have the Four of Pentacles. So I feel like your mind is feeling very peaceful. Your life is seeming very stable this weekend, and it feels like you're balancing both your mind and your outer world pretty cool here. I mean, it's very balanced. Because you also have again more swords and pentacles here. So swords and pentacles, swords and pentacles. So balancing it out. You know, Prince of Swords is the Knight of Swords. So you are on this pursuit for kind of higher truths, and there is movement in your thought and your belief. And really I feel like movement and communication. So I feel like you're going to be getting some communication from people like to go do things like out of the blue. And the Seven of Pentacles is don't look at the failure up here, because the Seven of Pentacles is about kind of two things. One is that being patient this weekend with plans that will unfold. Don't try to rush, um, force things. Just go with the flow this weekend and allow things just to know that things unfold outside of ourselves in the timing. It just does. And the other thing is allow yourself to change direction too. Like, if someone wants to do something and you're like, "Yeah, let's go do that." And then it's like, "Yeah, let's go do that on Sunday." And then tomorrow you're like, "Oh, I really don't wanna go do that." It's okay to change plans. Contact them and go, "You know what? I was wondering, can we do this instead or this instead? I just don't feel up to that." And then they're like, "Yeah, let's go do that." So be okay with that, and just be okay with putting your desires forward, but go with the flow, but also be willing to change your mind and be open to that. So, but I like it because it's very balanced and very just no drama. Hallelujah, right? So that's what I feel for you coming up this weekend. So I like it for you, Rhonda. Many blessings to you. All right, Queen Angie, you are up, and then Raquel Fernandez, you'll be up after that. So, Queen Angie, you want to know if you're on the right path. Is there any advice on your current situation? All right, let's take a look here. Let's see what they have here. So, first we'll say, are you on the right path? Okay. And any advice on the current situation from the angels? All right. So, are you on the right path? I mean, they give you the 10 of cups, which is the emotional fulfillment card. So, you're definitely on the path that will end up being for your highest experience. So they do like that. And when you're asking advice on your current situation, they are showing that you've been investing a lot of energy into the current situation. And it's time to take hold of the energy and realize what you're investing in and how you're doing it, because here you are. They're showing you your power as the Queen of Wands, that you get to, uh, focus and understand and be aware of where you're investing your energy with that Ace of Wands. Because wherever you focus your energy is what grows. And you've been focusing a lot of energy. It's almost like you've been doing the burden, you've been doing all the work or a lot of the work, and out of balance, right? It's like so much that you've been doing it. And now This is about you really realizing that you get to change the direction that you do that. And the kitty cat on here, the cheetah, usually it's a black cat, but I like that they have the cheetah here because this is fast, fiery energy, but it allows you to connect to the capital, not to the capital T truths, but to the upper realm. Because not only does she rule over fire, she also gets water, which is the emotions, which is intuition connecting to the higher realms. And you have the high priestess. So their advice is go inward, connect to the higher realms, connect to your posse, your higher self. Just get away from all the noise and step away into your high temple, whatever that is, even if it's your car with a iced coffee or a coffee drink, staring out at nature or somewhere where you can just get away from it all, breathe deep, and go, where do I want to invest my energy? What do I want to do next? Don't allow it to be someone else telling you what to do. It's you get to decide. And if you don't feel you have the answers, if you're not sure what the next steps are, that's why they're saying use your intuition. You have a strong gut instinct and a connection to the spirit realm. So connect and ask. They will show you signs, they will give you confirmations and synchronicities to show you the direction or the next steps and next actions in your current situation. So that is what they are wanting you to do. And they're like, no, because I'm like, well, do you want to give them any direction? They're like, no, the direction is we want to develop this beautiful, beautiful relationship, um, between them and you. And so they're wanting you to take this time, step into your temple and connect upward. So I like that for you, Queen Angie. So that's what they have for you right now. Many blessings to you. All right. Raquel, you are up next. And then, hey, Anjali, you will be up after that. So let's take a look here, Raquel. Oh, my goodness. I'm so sorry that your higher self felt it a requirement of your life path to deal with a psychopath. I tell my friends, like my host, she's been in the hospital probably a month off and on this year. And I go, I don't know why your higher self wanted to be so mean to you and have you experience all this here. And so that's what when we deal with stuff, I'm like, what did we sign up for? Did we just go, yeah, just like ordering sushi rolls? Yeah, just all these. We didn't even really look at it. We just ordered a bunch. And then we're like, oh, what did I order? But we'll see what they have for you for your future love life. What's coming in with your love life, Raquel? All right. All right. What else, please? All right. All right. Well, so you've got some things to think about and decide about here. You've got the Two of Swords. So, there's this like message here for you about look at well, first of all, they're like, get out of your mind and into your heart, right? Because the, let me see if I can get it to focus. There it is. So, one of these swords is usually pointed towards a moon, which is about trusting your intuition and your gut and your heart. And the other is about the mind and all the expectations, the thoughts and the beliefs and the mindsets about this is who I'm supposed to be in a relationship. This is who they're supposed to be, supposed to be in a relationship. This is what a relationship is supposed to look like. A lot of these expectations, right? That's what these swords are these mindsets about it. And so there's like, get out of your head and into your heart and trust your intuition with decisions that are coming up regarding love. And you also have the page or the princess of swords, as they call it in here. And this is about, she uses this to connect higher and see things from a higher perspective, which helps cut away also those thoughts and those beliefs and those mindsets that don't longer serve you. Because when we do what we always did, we get what we always got. And we don't want that anymore, right? We don't want any more psychopaths. So we ask ourselves, how are my thoughts and beliefs about relationships? How am I a psychopath when I'm looking at it that way, right? What are all my expectations? I'm going out of my mind trying to make all these things happen. And it's like, oh, so this is a mirror for me. And what can I change within my thoughts and beliefs around a relationship? Because you also have in the outside world the two of pentacles, which is all about balancing things, really looking at things from a balanced standpoint. With the four of pentacles, the four of pentacles, it says power, but the journey of this four of pentacles shows us how, we're taught all those expectations we're talking about, right, to look at our worth in relation to the outside world. These it's like we do feel like psychopaths when we're taught, look out here and you're going to find that which is stable. And we're like, okay. And so we look out there, we look in relationships, but people change, people pass away. We're like, well, relationships aren't stable. They're like, okay, well, keep looking. There is stable out there. And you're like, okay, well, you look into situations, job, education, things, kind of situational things we can get into. And we're like, that's constantly changing too. That's not stable. And they're like, okay, well, keep looking. There's stable stuff out there. And you're like, okay. And then you look into things, our bodies, our bank accounts, our possessions. But those things break down, they deteriorate, they're stolen, they burn down, they explode, whatever. And we're like, there's nothing stable out there. And that's what the definition of insanity is, right? Trying to keep doing the same thing, but thinking that we'll get a different result when it's always ending up the same. We're disappointed in those things. And so that Four of Pentacles teaches us to balance all of life by looking inward and upward to find the love that we have within ourselves. And that's where this Ace of Swords, this allows you to connect to the capital T truths of the higher realm, on the truths that are rooted in unconditional love rather than all these other psychopathic beliefs we have that are rooted in the fears of losing conditional love. Because when our human fears losing conditional love and goes into fear, we do go out of our minds, literally. The blood rushes from our brain and goes to fight or to flee. And so we do act, uh, I don't want to use the bad word crazy, not being politically correct, but we act weird. We do stupid things when we're outside of our minds, right? Um, and so I feel like there is this um, empowerment that's coming here for your love life because you're realizing these things. You're realizing, when I continue to do what I always did, I'm going to get what I always got. And so you're looking into those mindsets and looking into where you're looking for your worth. That's transforming you, because then you have the Princess of Wands, which is the Page of Wands. And here you are reaching high, and you have your Ace of Wands here, which is bringing you this energy, all this energy that you're using to try to do things in the outside world comes back to you, and you are empowered. You are realizing that you have so much more control over your life than you ever did before, where you felt like you were at the whims of whatever situation unfolds, right? So I feel like you're having this huge um, just clarity that's going to be coming in for you regarding love, which changes then what you draw, because we magnetize ourselves by our beliefs and our energy, and that's what we draw to us. So if I draw people, like I had 5 relationships, I drew them to me that I felt they all disrespected me, and I'm like, why am I drawing people that cheat on me or talk to me and talk down to me and mean to me and use me for my money and whatever? And I'm like, Oh, because my energy was disrespectful for me. I was disrespecting myself, and so I was drawing that energy to me, and when I changed the love and the energy inside me, then you draw different things to you. So that's for everyone, really. It's not just for you, Raquel, but they piggybacked off of you to share that with all of us. So thank you for asking the question. And that's what they have for you and whoever else that resonated for. So many blessings to you, Raquel. You hang there. Good things coming, though. Right, Anjali, you have a spirit message coming, and then baby girl, you will be up after that. So I do want to pull from these Sacred Destiny Oracle, see what message they have. You are very welcome, Raquel. All right. So Anjali, what message does Spirit have for you? That is the one. Look at that beautiful card. You got enlightenment. Let's see what message comes in here. Says our beautiful home galaxy is so large that if you traveled at the speed of light, it would take you 100,000 years to go from one end to the other. It is small compared to some galaxies. For example, the Hercules A galaxy would take 1.5 million years to cross at the speed of light. The realm of galaxies is so vast and so wide that it is beyond human comprehension. It's beyond human comprehension, which is why the galaxy often symbolizes great enlightenment as well as faith in the forces much greater than us. So, the message that comes with this card is that enlightenment occurs when one steps out of the confines of an ordinary definition of self and expands into a greater awareness of the self within the universe. You are now reaching into the invisible realm of spirit and connecting with what you cannot see. Forces beneath the surface are supporting you on your journey. Have faith in yourself. You are so much more than you believe yourself to be. Have patience that there is a plan unfolding. The sky's the limit. This card represents enlightenment and signals that you are entering into a time of expansive transformation in a luminous and remarkable way. Trust that the changes ahead are for the greater good, for most certainly they are. Wow, what a beautiful message. I like that for you. So that's the message for you, Anjali. Many blessings. All right. Baby girl, you are up. And hello, spring. You're moving. Congratulations. Then, Brenda, you will be up after baby girl. All right. Let's take a look here. Send. Does your mom think that your older sister is ugly? Oh my gosh. She's always telling her that my mom shouldn't be telling her those things to her. Oh no. So your mom tells your sister she's ugly. She's always telling her that. Okay, let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know around this? Okay. I laughed because It's the devil woman. Why is your mom being a devil? But she is, spirit is saying that, this is a shaking up of, your sister's life and even your life, even your mom's life. This is your belief systems being rattled and being shaken up, about what someone's words really mean. And do they really mean something about you? Or when people speak, it's because they are looking in a mirror. And so when someone says, "You're ugly," I have compassion for them because it means that I'm just a mirror, that I'm just reflecting them back to themselves. So that means your mom thinks she's ugly. And it may not mean that she feels she's physically ugly. Can mean that she feels ugly about who she's on the inside, right? Which, is this, fears, whatever is, festering, in her. She feels ugly about herself. And even though she may not, she might be like, no, I do not in her head, but in her subconscious, that's why she's saying those things because there's something inside of her, that she feels ugly about herself. And I feel like where fears are here, because this is the world card is the ending of major cycles and the beginning of new ones. And the Two of Cups here is about love, right? And so I feel like, um, the what's kind of festering underneath her, is I feel like she had relationships that ended and that people said things about her, to her face. And that's why there's so much of this, this anger, this because that's at the root of the anger is fear. And so, um, because she fears what happened to her will happen to her daughter, she loves both of you, but this fear overtakes her mind and her mouth. And she just doesn't want what happened to her to happen to either of you, really. And so it's like there's this underlying current that if she feels if I tell her she's ugly enough, she'll do things to actually, um, yeah. So you don't think that's it? Well, that's what spirit is saying. So spirit knows what's in your mom's heart. Why she says ugly things and why she says, those, which, she does feel ugly on the inside. And so that's why she says ugly things to people and why she says things, right? But they have the Queen of Cups and the Prince of Pentacles that comes up here, because the Queen of Cups is about diving deep into your emotions, diving deep into what's below the surface. And it feels like the Prince of Pentacles here is like it's taken a long time for her to really understand her own emotions and what's going on inside her. So that's what, that comes out. Yeah. Yeah. So whatever is triggering her with your older sister, it has something to do with what happened to her when she was younger, and that's why she says it outward, to her. So, and it can be like what I was about to say before I read your got distracted, which I normally don't look at the the comments, is that it almost feels like she's thinking that if she tells her she's ugly enough, that she'll do something to change her appearance so that she won't feel, rejected, and that she will do something to, you know, do something with your appearance, make yourself beautiful so that you'll find love. Because I feel like she was rejected quite a bit when she was younger. So you're afraid that your sister, because she's always being told she's ugly, will hurt herself. So let me take a look here, and let's take a look and see just real quick. Yeah, so we got 10 of cups and 10 of wands. I really feel like here I don't see that your sister's going to um, hurt herself. I feel like she's the burden enough here, which is the oppression, that it gets to be enough where she chooses to leave um, the situation. She chooses to get away from it all to live a happy life. I feel like it's going to push her enough, not to where she ends her life, but that she just leaves, you know, the relationship with her mom. She just doesn't want to deal with it anymore. And she goes and uh, finds a life that is different and more unique for her. So the only thing that you can do, and I know you love your sister and you love your mom, but you can't change any of them, you know. Um, yeah, you think she's beautiful. But so I feel like you can't change your mom's actions, you can't change your sister's actions. You can't choose the emotions that either of them choose. Only thing that you can do is, what is your relationship with your mom? What is your relationship with your sister? You can't be in the middle of it. And so Spirit is saying, release release all of that responsibility you have for them and focus on what you can control, which is your relationship with your mom and your relationship with your sister, your emotional choices. You can't control your mom at all, what she says, what she does. You have these ideas of how people are supposed to treat each other, but all you can do is control how you treat each other, right? So how you treat your mom, how you treat yourself, and how you treat your sister. And the only thing, because we try to change people's minds, it never works. Someone trying to change your mind, you'll just resist it. You'll just we're stubborn as humans. We're like, no, no, no. How we change people is we change hearts. And how you change hearts is you give unconditional love. So love, love, love your sister, love, love, love your mom, love, love, love yourself, and leave the rest up to the universe and spirit. Just send love and surround them. So when you feel this tightness in your heart and you feel like you're out of control, well, we are out of control because we can't control them. So when you feel that and there's nothing that you can do, you are so powerful in your heart and your love energy. Just send love, because the tightness in your heart and this is fear. And it's also the compassion that's igniting in your heart where you want to help. Just send your sister love, because you can't do anything else. I mean, there's physical things you can do. You can give your sister hugs and and tell her, really detailed, beautiful things about who she is and what you love about her. That's what you can do, but you can't change your mom to make her do things that she doesn't want to do, because your mom is hurting. So sending your mom love in your heart, because a loving, emotional, mature individual who's not in fear, um, they love. But if they are in fear, then and they have this pain in their heart, that's when people speak ugly things. Love, people with self love give love. People with pain in their heart and don't have self love for themselves speak ugly things. And so when she's speaking ugly things to her sister, it's because she has some pain in her heart, some fear in there. So just send love, send love, send love. That's what Spirit is saying. That's the only thing that you can do um, with them. So you can't fix it through trying to make them behave the way you want them to, or the way you think they should be, which we all at our core think we're all loving beings and we all want everyone to love, but this world is not, it's made of conditional love and fear. So that's why all that happens. But that's what they have for you right now, baby girl. So love, 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 love as much as you can, your sister and your mom, because that the more you love your mom, the more love takes over her heart, and the more you love your sister, the more love takes over her heart. Because depression is, in addition to if we have chemical stuff in our bodies, what makes it worse is fear in our hearts. So the more love you can give, love is the answer to every question, and it conquers fear. So that's what they have. So many blessings to you, baby girl. All right, Brenda, you are up next. And then Rachel Gee, you are up after that. So, Brenda, you want to know, was his death fixed already before, or was it his sudden soul decision when he lost his purpose of learning in this world? Okay. Well, we'll see what Spirit has on there, but it definitely our our passing, as they tell me, like our death scene is planned. It's fixed before. There's a minimum. So it's interesting. I'm glad you asked this question because when I ask Spirit about death, and I'm like, is our death date like absolute, like it never changes? And they're like, well, all of life is like a improv where there's um there's a minimum, like there's like we're definitely going to have this experience when we come here, and then there's our free will, and our power of choice allows us to have more experience in our life than the minimum. So there's like this range. And they say that there is an absolute minimum, like this. If we don't do anything for this higher experiences, we will have a death date that's set, that we know we're going to leave. But if we do other things in our life and make other different choices, our date can be pushed back a little bit because we're having these other experiences that we're bringing into it. So the death is fixed, and like you were talking about with his soul decisions, the decisions that he made while he was here did impact his um the date, that it would happen. Um and we they don't look at it as like, oh, you should have, you could have, you know done this and stayed there longer. Why didn't you? Because they don't have judgment on the other side. It's just like, you knew when you went in that you have this. It's almost like when you go into a restaurant. I don't know why they're showing me food, I must be hungry. But they're like, it's a menu, and from the menu it's like, at the minimum I'm going to get the meal, and it comes with some sides. All right, that's good. Now, do you want to get a appetizer? Do you want dessert? Do you want a special drink? Do you want, a salad with that too? There's all these things that we can add on to life, and whether we choose it or not has to do with what we want to experience and what our soul is hungering and searching for. So, you know, knowing that before we all came down here, that we had these dates um, in mind, or these situations in mind. We all knew before we came down here, even though our human is veiled from it. We ask, why would I want to choose a family that I feel abandoned when I'm young? Why would I want that? Why would I want a father who's going to be so busy I hardly ever see him, and my mom's going to be so busy trying to do everything else, and this, that I feel alone? Why would I want that? Why would, as a child, would I want to have to go through that? Well, it made me strong. It made me independent. And when we look at it and I see that, oh, this is what I wanted, because of this is allows me to be who I am today. When we realize, okay, well, I'm going through it, it sucked, right? But later in hindsight, we realize, oh, that is why we wanted things to happen. So just know that it was designed, and that anybody that's involved in our lives that it would impact, it's like we get a sign off, on the other side before we come down here. Everyone okay with this? Yeah, because I want to experience this. And I know Vrinda right now, I know there's days where you're feeling like, oh, I'm at peace ish. And I understand. And then other days it feels like you got jabbed in the heart 15 times, but it gets better. And then when you look back a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, the clarity of what you learned and who you were through it, and why, maybe not a ton of the why would I want to go through all this, but it will become very, very clear, one day, whether it's here on earth or when we're back on the other side, we're going to go, oh, that's why I wanted that. Okay. But that's why we choose to veil ourselves before we come down here, because we don't want to understand it all, because it takes away from the depth of our experiences here. Um, Spirit told me once that, we've had different iterations of living here on the planet, of our civilizations. You hear about Atlantis, you hear about Lemuria, some other things of civilizations that existed, before this current one. And they were telling me, like, when we first came down here, we came down fully aware in our full power of our higher self, powerful, supernatural, eternal, expansive beings. And we were like, we walked around, experienced life, fully aware of who we were, no fear at all. And it was fun, but very quickly we grew bored of it because we already knew who we were. We were just experiencing it from a different plane, if that makes sense. So we saw ourselves as these powerful, eternal beings, right? And then the next one, and that was, I feel like that was Lemuria. And then the next one was Atlantis. And we started to veil ourselves where we didn't have a full understanding of everything, still very intelligent, still very connected, still really aware of the power of who we were, but we didn't have the full knowledge of the future like we did before. But we still had a very big idea of who we were and everything else. And so it was a little more exciting, but still, and that's why Atlantis blew up and all this, because they didn't get to see what some of the stuff of what it would do and happen. And then in this iteration of this one, we wanted to be fully veiled, at least in the beginning, of who we are and the future and things like that. We still have the intuition and we still have enough of our spiritual connection, but this one is why it's so raw and so intense and so full of the fears that we have, because we don't have that awareness. And real quick, there's this story that they gave me, which is actually I put in one of the books they had me write, which, um, this prince wanted to experience what it felt like to be like, non-royal. And because he was always in the palace, he's, has all the food, he has everything he could possibly need, he's loved, he's cared for, he's protected and everything. And he goes, but I want to know what the people of the kingdom feel like. I want to experience what it is. And so they dressed him up as a, in non-royal clothing. They took him to a town far enough away from the castle where they wouldn't recognize him. And he walked around experiencing what it might feel like to be a non-royal with like his kingdom. Well, he knew who he was. He knew that he was going back, whoops, sorry, to the castle, and he was going to feel everything that he could possibly, again, all the love, all the food. I'm going to sleep in my royal bed and blah, blah, blah. So he was just like, okay, but I don't know if I really got the experience because I knew who I was, right? And then one of his friends was like, well, we got this potion. Sorry, I keep on hitting my microphone. Um, it got this potion that makes you temporarily forget who you are. You'll have amnesia, but just for like 10, 11 hours. And he was like, yeah, that's what I want. Let's do that tomorrow. So they all woke up in the morning, they all changed clothes, and then the prince took the potion and he passed out. And they took him to another town, put him in like a barn and some hay. They were still around him to protect him, like our angels and everyone are. But he woke up and he didn't know where he was or who he was. And he was scared. He didn't know when his next meal was coming. He didn't know who everyone was. He didn't know what was going to happen next. And he got to have this pure experience of what the townspeople felt like. Then eventually it started to wear off and he started to wake up and he got to really feel the what was going on while remembering who he was too. And that's like our whole experience here of what's going on. We may not remember in the beginning that we wanted all of this, and why would a prince want to go down and be do that and work on a pig farm or do whatever. Well, it's because we wanted the experience to understand who we were and understand, from a different perspective. So hopefully that brings a little clarity. And I think that was just, again, for more than just you, but it helps us understand the difference, that there's so much we don't understand of why we're here, but we did ask for it. And the journey is to unmask and unveil ourselves, wake up more and more from the potion that we took so we can see things more clearly. So that's what they have for you right now, Brenda. So many blessings to you. Please ask as many questions as you want. All right. B, hello, hello. Rachel Gee, you are up. And then Coco, you'll be up after that. So, Rachel, what does JM think about you and your relationship? Let's take a look here. What does JM think about you and your relationship? All right, let's see what this is here. Okay. Well, I I like this because you have two cards here. You have the Empress, which is about new birth, Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, things growing, and harvest and new beginnings. Um, things coming to fruition in the relationship, and also the Princess of Pentacles, which would be the Page of Pentacles, which means new things coming in your external world. And I like that. You have the Three of Wands, which is a change of direction, and it talks about virtue up here. But there's like, with all of these cards here, this is like this change of direction of where you guys have been heading. But I feel this is a positive thing because you also have the Four of Wands, which the Four of Wands can be it's a celebration, can be wedding, it can be a joyful, joyous thing. And, it has completion. Four of Wands is like a solid foundation of energy. And I love how, here is the Wheel of Fortune that turns in your favor. And here you guys are on this wheel looking eye to eye. So I feel like there's this stability in it. And I feel like um, what he thinks about you and your relationship is that he likes it. Obviously, it's very stable for him, but I feel like he's wanting to take things to a new level, a different level than before. There's this rebirth, there's this birth, um, and new things coming for you guys in the external world. So, you know, could be, something coming here soon. But I feel it's all positive here for you. So I do like it. So that's what they have for you, Rachel. So many blessings for you there. All right, Coco, you are up. And then Light in the World. You'll be up after that. So your mom just called you. She didn't okay any messages about her. Yeah, it is pretty cold out here, isn't it? All right. So let's take a look here. Your mom just called you. Is she doing okay? Any messages about her? Let's see what we have here. Well, yeah, I see here. It looks like here she is going through like an ending of a cycle and a new beginning. And I feel like it has a lot to do with her thoughts and beliefs. She's moving from old ways of thinking to new ways of thinking. So there is this change of approach, this changing of mind, right? The high priestess is here too. And I feel like she feels something. I mean, because she also has the King of Cups, which is very emotional, balancing her heart and her mind. And that with that high priestess, I feel like she's feels something in her going on in her gut and her instinct. I almost feel like she feels like something's going to be happening in her life. And I almost feel like it's like her higher self calling her home in a way. And I feel like, and I don't feel like this is like imminent, like it's happening, but I feel like something's changing in her because I feel like she feels this like, "Uh-oh, am I gonna be going home soon?" And so there's like this change of thought in her, that high priestess is her intuition and her gut kicking in that she's like wanting to make things right. She's wanting to change things in her mind and her intentions and how she approaches things. So I feel like there's something that's got her thinking and got her wanting to, in a way, leave things in a good way as much as possible. Because the Queen of Wands is coming in here too. Again, intuition that's coming in, and she's wanting to take action and wanting to step forward. So if things had fallen off between you guys, or I feel like almost like she's wanting to try to leave the world on a good, yeah, on a good as good of a situation as possible. Because again, Queen of Cups, which is just like the High Priestess, and love. So wanting to make, I feel like wanting to express love and try to uh, not have regret, try to have things clear between you two before she leaves the planet. And I kind of feel like she's feeling like this, like and I don't think it is, but she has like this idea that her spirit is being starting to get pulled and nudged out of her body, that she's trying to make things right before she goes. Um, so, um, but I don't feel like there's. Let me see. Is she going to be leaving the planet here soon? Well, maybe so. Tower card. There's going to be some things moved out of life. Some things are going to be shaken up and moving. So possibly that there is this um, change about to happen. All these cards flying out. Yeah, in completion. So with the Four of Wands, but yeah. So I would return her phone call for sure. Yeah, that's what they have for you right now. So that's what they messages they have, Coco. So I would call her back. So that's what they have. So many blessings to you. All right. So light in the world. All right, light in the world. Can you ask who is coming towards you in love? All right. Well, the first card that came out here is a Three of Pentacles, which is someone that is really sticking to their authentic self and really, they've learned um, to stand on their own because of the fears. And I really feel like these cards are what helped them with that because they really have dealt with disappointment and being disappointed, but having people tell them that they're a disappointment and trying to live up to everyone's expectations, they just felt like they weren't their authentic selves. And they just grew tired of it with this Queen of Swords here. They um, balance heart and mind. And they were just like, you know what? I'm cutting away all these expectations. I don't want to feel this way anymore. I don't want to live under the fear of like being um uh I'm gonna say being punished for not, doing what people wanted me to do or losing people's praise because I didn't do what they wanted to do. They just grew tired of it where they're like, you know what? I'm going to be my authentic self and people don't like it. That's fine. I'll make new friends. I'll make new family. I'll make it whatever. Right. And so this is what I feel like really brought them to that point. So they understand that fear of not fitting in and letting people down. And they're like, you know what? I'm not going to live like that under the law of everyone wants something different from me. I end up disappointing somebody sometime, all the time. They just got tired of it. And so they really are someone that is their true selves, which you could see as a strength until they don't want to uh, veer off even with what you say, right? It's like, I like their power, but wait a minute, why aren't you listening to me? You know, but they're not mean about it. They're not rude about it. They just are really true to themselves, which is a great quality um, because they're not taken off by opinion, right? They also have learned their strength here. The 9 of Wands, you can see like there's these blockages, and they've really learned to stand in their power, which makes sense with everything else we've been talking about here. And they know that when there's a block, they learned that it was them that was keeping them from moving through. And so they don't blame others for their situations, and they don't blame others for what they're going through because they learned that the power was within themselves. So I really like that. For you. And that's, there's one more. Yeah, because here's that 10 of Swords. This is them reiterating here, like I was talking about the other swords. They got so exhausted trying to live up to everyone else, trying to please everyone all the time. They just didn't want to take it anymore, and so they did make that cut from it. And goes, I've had enough. It's over. So good qualities coming in here. So that's what they want you to know right now, light in the world. So many blessings for you. All right. Let's take a look here. So Raquel, you are up next, and then Sio Shanta. I hope you are going to be a billionaire in the future, and don't forget us. All right, Raquel. So you wanted to know here. Okay, so the cycle, what are their intentions towards you? Let's take a look here if they have any intentions here. I'm not getting that they have intentions toward you. They had the Queen of Pentacles here, which is about Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, like self-nurturing is what I feel. I feel like they are focusing on themselves, which probably is right? And then the King of Swords, which is all about not only does the king rule over air, but they're also given a double portion of air. And this is like they're in their minds, which also makes sense, right? They're all caught up in their own mind about them. It's about me. It's about what I'm going to do with my life. And what about me? Where am I headed? And The Ace of Wands here too is about new passion, new drive, new ambition. I almost feel they're giving me a picture in my head of um, a uh, a dog kennel I used to work at a long time ago, and we had them outside a lot. And the one thing they taught us is that when they get distracted, they'll totally take their mind off and do other things. So we had like a an old milk, one of those milk jugs with some pebbles in it with the cap on it. And if they started to get into stuff that they weren't supposed to, we would just shake it and they'd be like, "What's that?" And then they totally forget what they were working on or being involved in before. And I kind of feel like that's their mentality a little bit of that they are all focused on themselves and something else, "Oh, look," and they're off for that. So I don't feel like they have intentions towards you. I feel like they're all focusing on them and their own mind and a new thing, a new bright, shiny thing that got their attention. So I don't see any intentions towards you coming through in the cards right now. Yeah. So that's what they have for you, Raquel. So many blessings to you. All right, so Shanta, let's take a look here. Will you be a billionaire in the future? What would you like Shanta to know? Will she be a billionaire? So I see you have the Hanged Man, which is all about seeing things from a different perspective. And then you have the Lover's card that comes in here. So I feel like this emotional choices and what is going on in your life, that this takes you off in a different direction away from billions. Because you have with all this new info, seeing things from a different higher perspective, having I feel like love enter your life, that the Three of Wands is a different direction that takes you away from billions. So that would be a currently and your current emotional choices, um, that that you would not head towards billions, um, but you do find love, which is that worth billions? Maybe so, maybe no, but that's what they have for you, Sio Shanta. Thank you for the question. All right. And Sudesh, let's see, where are we at here? All right. All right. So let me take a look here. So Sudeshma, will SK in contact this week and sort things out? Does he miss you? Like he wants to come back or not? All right, let's take a look here and see what Spirit wants you to know about this situation. Just getting more information here. Thank you for your patience. Well, we do have the Prince of Swords, which would be the Knight of Swords, which is movement of sometimes it's movement of thought and belief, but it's also about communication. And with this, with your question around, is he going to call and sort things out. Does he miss you? Does he want to come back or not? I feel like you will get communications soon on that. I'm not sure about this week though, because the Four of Pentacles here kind of is telling me that I feel like he's like working on the outside world and a foundation going on here. But I, it's like he's trying to figure out and get a solid foundation in his life. He's trying to figure things out. And I feel like there will be communication, but I really feel this Prince of Swords is him really thinking through things and trying to understand, because there is the this on his mind, the Two of Cups, which is romance, and victory, which is about, you know, success and um, happy things around love that he's doing there. But there's this Three of Pentacles, which is about trying to figure out things for themselves, and they're trying to see what their authentic path, what do they want. They really, I feel like they might have been surrounded by a lot of opinions from a lot of different people, and it just has forced them into this place of trying to figure everything out. And with trying to figure everything out, they are trying to find out what they want. What do I want? You know, I'm all this noise. I kind of feel like they're just like, oh my gosh, I just need to get away to think about all of this. I need to understand what I want, and I feel like that's where they're at in this. Is this, um, you know, place in their life, and they do have that as part of the things they're thinking about. Which in right now, it's like the Two of Cups. The relationship is something that is bright for them, but they're still trying to figure out, but is that what I want that will fit into everything in my life? And so I kind of feel like they're just at this pressured crossroads, trying to figure out their entire life, which we know how that goes. Does anything always unfold the way we think it is? No. But when we're, at a certain point in our life, we think that, oh, I can figure it all out. And you're like, good luck. Go ahead, work out your plans, and then we'll see what unfolds. But I feel like with that Two of Cups, that there is that romance there, and that the victory, is something showing that it's a bright piece in their life. But yeah, nothing else is coming out. I feel like they're still in this whirlwind of thought, and like you said, trying to sort things out inside their head. But and I think that's what he's wanting to do. Does he want to come back or not? What's his authentic path? And he's just trying to wrap his head around everything. So while we're in our pause, when we're waiting, it's always for us whenever we're in a pause and we're waiting, whether it's for romance, a relationship, job, finances, whatever it might be. It's always us for us to look into our self-love and do inner reflection, because the more we do that, the faster life speeds back up. But when there's something that needs to be looked at, our higher self will, it's like when you're watching a movie and you change it from regular speed to frame by frame. It's like you're just like, oh my God, this is going so slow. But it's for us to have this inner reflection, to be able to take the time to look at our energy. What are we going on inside here? What's in our mind, our hearts, our energy field? Because that's what's creating the magnetism to draw things to us. And so whatever we're focusing on would be drawing us. And if our higher self is seeing that our energy isn't at that spot yet, it wants to slow things down so we don't attract something to us that's not for our highest experience and for where it wants to head. So it slows things down and brings things forward. So that's what they have for you right now. So I would just, in the meantime, while you're waiting, focus on your self love and understanding how you feel about yourself and your own worth. And the more you expand your self love, the more love you can give and the more love you can receive too. So that's what their advice is for you right now. All right. So I know, and I was hoping I would be able to catch up and get down everywhere, but I am at almost 2 hours and 45 minutes, and Mr. Zen needs to rest. So I will be back tomorrow morning, though, at 11 a.m., both on Saturday and Sunday, and of course at 7 p.m. at Mountain Time, every night of the week, actually. But if you're needing an answer tonight and I wasn't able to get to you yet, please be sure to check out my playlist, because I have a lot of playlists, weekly energy updates. I also have monthly readings. December's just came out, November's. In fact, I posted them at the beginning, but let me repost them for your ease of use as well. Um, I do want to make sure to mention before everyone starts to leave too, I do have two giveaways that are happening. One is going to be, you have until Sunday night, which is my 1,000 plus subscriber marathon that I was having going on. It was to be by the end of the year. But you guys busted it out and finished it already, which is fabulous. And I'm so, so grateful. But I am going to be having a drawing to give away 10 1 hour personal recorded readings. And so I just posted the link. Just to go to that, it'll tell you how to enter. You have until midnight my time on Sunday night. And then I'll be pulling winners, and I'll be announcing one per day after that. So I'm excited. The second giveaway is that I'm going to be doing every single week until the end of this year, and that is a weekly drawing, which is based on this playlist, which is the, oops, there we go, weekly energy updates. And so each Friday night, which I'll be having one, hopefully posted in a couple hours after I finish here. I've got to finish uploading them. But uh, the weekly energy updates is for each individual zodiac sign. And so as long as you watch a video and then you comment on one, you'll be entered into the drawing. And if you watch more than one and comment, each one of the videos that you watch and comment is actually a second, third, fourth entry into that reading. And that's for a 30-minute free personal recorded reading. So those are definitely out there. And then, like I said, November's readings, the monthly updates by each individual zodiac sign are still available. And that's the link for those. And then December's actually came out. And that's the link to the playlist for those. All those are by individual zodiac sign. We do have a pick a card we also put out, which is the "Why is this happening to me?" pick a card, which I loved the readings that came out on there. So, and there's a bunch of other playlists, 1111 portal that came out, which will be impacting you for a couple weeks. So a lot of other ones. So follow your heart, and spirit will guide you to the reading that has a message for you. That's how smart they are. So be sure to check that out. I will be back, like I said, tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. and at those other times. So, and if you are having trouble getting, answers from all those things, I do offer personal readings, and all that information is listed in the description box too. So, a ton of ways to get messages from spirit, and I do love bringing them. But my body does wear out after a certain amount of time, and I have to balance. So, thank you guys for understanding, and thank you for being here and all the thumbs up that you gave on the video. I really, really appreciate it. And just know that each and every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the mother and father of all things. And of course, I love you guys too. You hang in there until we see each other again. Have a great night or a great day wherever you're at in the world. And we'll see you soon. You take care.